Yes. I'm in a fielded area with tall grass. It's green, deep green. There's hills, soft hills surrounding me for pretty much a large distance of visibility. There's some mountains very, very far off in the distance. It's just fields, soft hills. I'm going up one of the hills right now. On top of the hill, I can see trees, a forest closer with the trees. The trees look different than trees I've experienced.
Tell me what they look like.
They're a white sort of color, almost like the aspen trees, or I'm not sure if they're called aspen. They're white with the darker stripes on it, but they don't have the same kind of leaves that tree has on it. They have almost like a pine needle kind of leaves. So they look interesting because they're like two different trees put together. And they're not straight up and down. They're almost they have like the big root systems visible above ground, like you would see in a swampy area, but there's no swamp water. And you can walk underneath in the root systems. There's large space between it. The trees are really big. I'm closer now. I'm walking into the root systems. You can look up and you can see them going into the actual trunk parts of the trees. The leaves canopy over.
And look at yourself. Do you feel like you have a body?
No, I don't have a body.
What do you feel like? Do you have any shapes or colors to you?
I feel like light. I feel more crystalline, like I have a shape, but not a body. I'm kind of iridescent and translucent. I can see if I have arms, and if I hold them up, I can look at my hands, and I can see my hand, but I can't see a hand. It's like I'm glass almost, and I can see through my hand, but I'm not glass. I'm just energetic, and I'm underneath the root system of a tree right now, and I can touch things. I can feel the bark. I can touch stuff, and I have sensation of that. I can feel the air.
How does it feel when you touch other things, other trees?
Yeah, I have more information when I touch it available. It's like I can sense the energies in the tree, and I like that a lot. It's fun. It's interesting. Sorry. the trees are funny. They feel really light, almost like they're not substantial. They feel the same way my body feels, but I can see them. They have bark, and they have the texture of them, and they're funny. I don't know how else to describe it. They're funny. They're humorous. They're laughing. They're glad I'm there underneath their roots. They say they're telling me I need to keep going. I'm just standing underneath a tree. I need to go farther in.
Go ahead, keep going. And keep explaining to me as you keep going in what's going on.
I'm moving out from the first one that I was underneath. As I'm walking. I'm barefoot. I don't have any clothing or anything. I can feel the earth in the bottoms of my soles of my feet. The ground is really soft. There's not there's not any shrubs or shrubbery really around. There's just the the grass is shorter underneath the trees, but it's pretty tall still. I'm walking through it. It comes up about to my knees, and it's pretty densely packed, and it tickles my legs as I walk past it. And I'm weaving in between the root systems of the trees, because it's real. They're very largely spaced. I'm almost not even I'm like a tiny, I'm very, very small compared to the sizes of the trees. I don't know if they're gigantic or if I'm small, but to me, they're very big, and I'm easily walking in between all of the root systems. I keep reaching out and touching the different roots that I'm walking past, and touching them and connecting. And I like listening to the laughter that the trees, they're really happy and they're laughing. But I keep going, and then going farther in. There's some animals now. There's some creatures. I can't quite see them, but I can feel them. They're in the grass, and they're in the trees, and they're looking. They're cool. They're all comfortable. They're not bothered by me being here. And I like that. I'm going forward farther. Coming down I'm going like almost into, there's a divot. I'm going downwards now. I'm walking. There's more of an incline as I go down past the trees. The trees they're thinning a little bit more. I'm going into an area where, like a meadow or something. As I walk down, the grass is getting taller and taller. I can see I'm in a very large open area now, where I can see all of the trees surrounding me in a circle. I feel like I need to go towards the center, so I'm going towards the center of the circle right now. It's a really big area, space, and I'm almost there. There's a cave. I've gotten to the center of this area, and there's a small opening of a rock formation. I couldn't see it until I got closer because it's pretty small. It's almost hidden within the grass, but it's wide. It's made out of, it almost seems like volcanic rock. It's very dark looking rock. It feels really smooth, almost like glass. I need to go inside the rock. I walked around it a little bit. Is
there a color to the volcanic rock?
It's black, but it's not black. It's almost like how I am in transparency, but I'm like a multicolored iridescent transparency. So I'm like a lighter transparency, and it's like smoky, but clearer. Like you can almost see through it, like almost like a rose, like smoky quartz or something similar to that, but it's different. It's because it has like a depth to it, like obsidian, but glassier and less solid. I don't know how to describe it exactly, because it's solid. You can touch it. It's smooth, like polished glass. There's no edges to it, even at the points where, because it's not an even shape. It's almost like bubbly and in its shape. It's got like bubbles of mounds, but it's really soft too, not like glass. It's almost feels like a short fur almost. So really interesting. But the mouth of it opens up, and when you are looking in it, because I'm still standing by the entrance. When you're looking in it, the color starts to get lighter, and it gets more into gray, into a sort of more like smoky quartz. Like it's more of a gray than it is the almost blackish color that you see from the outer perspective of it. The mouth is really wide open. It's easy to walk into. It's very circular. And this, it almost has, it has steps. They're not crafted steps. They're part of it. They're just there. So, and they're made out of this, they're darker too, but I'm stepping down now. I'm going to go. I feel like it's good. I'm going to go down a little bit. The steps are dark like the outside was to begin with, but the walls, as I'm going down, they're getting lighter. They're getting lighter and lighter.
Beautiful. Continue on and keep telling me.
As I'm going down the steps, I have my hands on the sides. It's plenty. There's plenty of space, but it's plenty of space just for what I need, just for me walking down. So I can easily touch all of the surrounding walls as I'm walking down. The incline is pretty soft too. It almost feels like I'm walking straight, but very slightly I'm going downwards. As I put my hands on the walls, they're warm, almost like they're giving off a soft sort of heat, which is interesting because usually caves are cooler. So it's almost more like a not a sauna, but like a heated effect. It's warming me up. It's warming my body up. My body's feeling warmer too. Like I'm intaking in the feeling, the heat of the warmth. I'm still going down. I can't see anything going. There's still just a lot of steps. And the walls are light, but they're not illuminating too far ahead of me. I can see, but it's not, I can just see with my senses of feeling. There's not like light that I'm seeing, and I'm seeing the light of. I just know where everything's at, and I can see it that way. As I'm going down, I can hear some sounds now that I couldn't. It's the sound of breathing. I don't know what it is. I'm not worried. Still got more to go. I'm still walking down. There's some turns now. Almost like I'm weaving a little bit back and forth. I can hear water now too. It's a soft sound. Not like a waterfall. Just a trickling kind of sound. I've come to the end of the stairs. And as I'm walking forward, I'm coming into a bigger opened area. It's opened up. Having a little bit of trouble understanding what I'm seeing. It's like I'm in a dome, but I'm not in a cave. I went underground, but where I'm at is not underground. So I must have went somewhere else through the stairway, because I'm not in a cave. It's like a dome. It's pretty big. It's got the same glass-like quality, or the transparency almost of seeing outside, but it's distorting. So I can't quite tell what's outside, just that I'm not underground, which is what I thought I was going to be coming into, but that's not where I'm looking around for the source of the sound of the water that I was hearing, because now everything's quiet all over again, which is odd. I see another hole across the way, because the dome I'm in is, there's just crystal formations around like the edges of what you would call the base of the walls. And the topical area is pretty flat. And it is of the same rock that the stairs were made of this, and it's very dark still. It's still warm. I'm cooler now that I've come into this room, but the warmth is coming in still from the soles of my feet. The air is cooler now. I'm going forward. I don't feel like I need to look at anything really particularly in this area. The crystals are beautiful. There's many different colors, and they're large. Again, I'm not sure if I'm small, but everything is very large in size. They're humongous. They're sparkling. I've never seen something so. It's beautiful. I'm going towards the opening I can see on the other end, though. I feel like I need to go that way. Going through the door, the archway. There's no door. It's just an open spot. Walking through now. It's another small tunnel. No stairs. It's flat. It's a little smaller. It's still comfortable. Doesn't feel claustrophobic or too small, but it's smaller than where I came in at. Just going around the bends. It's loopy too. It's wiggly. It's not straight. I can hear the water again. It's getting louder. I can hear it. I've come through to another room. This one has the water I'm hearing is coming from a hole in the ceiling or in the dome. There's a pretty big hole at the top of it. And it seems that there's a small stream about the size of the width of my body. But as I said, I'm pretty small, so it's kind of more of a trickle in the grand scheme of the surrounding areas. But there's trees here, and the water that it is dripping is in almost a kind of pond lake. It's filling into that, and that's centralized in the center of the room. And then the water has paths. The ground almost seems like cut. It's cut into a shape to allow the water to flow a specific direction and path. And it's got two outlets from the center pool that are almost creating a swirling effect of the water going around the central area of the room. And then the trees, they're like smaller versions of the ones I saw previously when I was on my way here. They're smaller than me, but they're still raised up, and they're white with darker black stripes, and their leaves are more like pine needles. They don't smell like pine though. They almost smell like warm candle burning. They smell like warm wax almost, but in a nice way, like beeswax or something sweet like that, like not like honey, but almost like honey, like something very sweet they smell like. There's a bunch of them. They're tiny and they're all over the place. The water is very clear. I can't see anything in it. There's nothing swimming in it or on it. It's just flowing and trickling by the trees. There's no grass. There's just, it's kind of like packed earthen. It's no longer the black type crystal that I've been walking on this whole time. It's dirt now. It's a little moist, all of the earth. It's sticking to my feet a little bit, which is interesting. It feels nice. It smells really like deeper upturned earth in here too, like a fresh garden bed. I'm looking at the water pattern. There's nothing really else going on in the room. The dome at the top, the hole in the dome at the top, I can see through to the sky, and the sky is clear. I can't see the sun or any light. It's light, but I can't see it coming through. It's just there. And the trickle of the water. I can't see out of the walls. They're domed and they have kind of moss on them more. Like it's a part of it. And this whole area is kind of really moist. They're dripping a little bit with water. And there's dew all over the place as well on the needles of the little trees. I don't notice anything else around the area I'm in. It's a little spacious. I look around the next part, go past the middle part. I feel like I'm gonna check out the water. The water is not wet. The dew is wet and the ground is wet and the air feels moist. But when I'm touching the water that's coming from the hole in the top of the dome, it feels not wet. It feels like air almost, but like thicker. It's not, I don't think it's really water. When I cup it in my hands, it stays in my hands, but it's more like it's, I don't know, energy, like some kind of type of, I don't know if plasma is the right word, but it's like it's got a thickness to it that allows you to hold it without it spilling out of your hands. But it flows like water, but it doesn't feel like water at all. And as I look in it, it is more white than water would be as well. So I think that it's energy. It's some kind of energy that's flowing out of the top and into this specific area for these trees. It's interesting. It's really soft too. Like I said, you can't feel any wetness with it, but it feels almost like silk, almost like it's silky. And it's warm as well. I like it. It's absorbing into my hands as I'm holding it. I can feel it seeping in, and I can see it. I can see it because I'm crystalline, because I'm like almost clear, and the water is like this almost, it's whiter. It's like a bright whiter color, and I can see it going in, and it's making me look almost milky in my hands. It doesn't hurt. It feels nice. It's interesting watching it flow. It's almost like I can see my nerve network with how it's flowing through my nerve network. And I couldn't see the nerves before, but now it's almost like I can see every single vein of energy as it is going up my arm, both my arms. It's absorbed all the way out of the cup what I had cupped in my hand is absorbed into my arms. They feel strong. I feel really, really strong now. Like and energetic. I feel like I should go and pick things up. I'm gonna grab some more of this energy. I want to fill up so that I have my whole body filled with the energy. I'm picking up some more. It's absorbing. I feel really strong now. Like I really needed to intake the energy. And now my arms and my legs and my shoulders and everything feels like I can do much more than I could just a minute ago. I didn't realize I felt weak. I didn't realize I felt tired until I brought in this energy, and then I feel great. I feel awesome. revitalized. Mm-hmm. I can hear the small trees now. I'm not even touching them like I was with the big trees. I had to be touching the trees to hear them laughing and exclaiming. But I can hear the small trees now. I'm standing over by the water still, or not the water, the pool of energy. They're cute. They're like laughing trees. I don't know. It's like their whole energy is dedicated to joyous humor. Everything's funny in the best possible way, and they're delighted. They're delighted I came in to the room, which is interesting to me because I don't know. Oh, they're telling me that there's another spot that I need to go past now, that I'll see it now. I just need to turn around and go towards the wall. They're cute. They're almost like I can feel their spirits, and they're like woodland spirits, like fairies or something like that, but of the whole tree essence. Like they can move. They say I go over that way though. Oh, there's a small opening over here on this wall. It was like tucked in on itself, so I couldn't see it until I came closer. I gotta go through it. Oh, it's just a thin spot. I just walked right through it, and now whoop, I'm outside. I'm outside. I'm by the mountains now, though. I'm by the mountains that I saw from a distance. They're really, really odd colors. They're like rainbow mountains. They're the one I'm immediately next to is very, it's purple. All the rocks on it, it's like, and it's like a pebbly kind of mountain. It's got some cliff type sides to it, but it's almost, it might be volcanic. It almost seems volcanic, like it formed and it's out of smaller parts than it is that it's one big rock piece. If I look to the right area of me though, the mountain is yellow, and like sunflower yellow. It's like so bright. It's almost like it's giving off its own light. It's so bright. And if I look to the other side, if I look to the left side of the purple mountain that I'm directly in front of, then that mountain is green. It's all green. It's like a deep pine needle green. All of its rocks. It seems more solid, not like the purple one in front of me. And if I look further down, it's the same thing. The different mountains are different colors. They're colors I haven't seen mountains. Like rainbows, they're all painted. But that's just how they are. It's like rainbow mountains. I gotta go. The purple one's different though. It's like I said, it's like it's pebbly. It's like a mound of smaller purple rocks. The rocks are really warm, almost hot, but it's not too hot. It's fine for me. But I can feel the amount of heat coming off of it. It's toasty. I'm climbing up though. I don't have to go too far, or I'm fast at climbing. It's not taking me too long. Even though they're pebbly rocks, they don't move when I step on them. They don't shift or slide. They stay exactly where they're at. Like they're fixed. I'm nearing the top now. Got a wide base, or open mouth. It's like a crater out of the top of it. Like this was like something created a crater in it. I can see something in the bottom of it, but the crater's pretty deep and it's kind of far away. And whatever it's breathing, it's breathing. It's a dragon. It's a dragon.
Beautiful. Tell me what it looks like.
It's purple like the rock surrounding it. It's a deep blackish purple. It's curled up, so that's why I thought it was a rock at first. It blends in really well, but I can see it's breathing. I can see it's expanding and contracting. It's pretty far away. It looks like it's sleeping. It's moving though now. I think it knows I'm here. I think it senses me. It's moving its head. It's coming out of the ball that it was in. It's long. It's really long. It's uncurling. It doesn't have any wings. It has 4 legs that are shorter on its long body, like almost like the Chinese dragons, but not as, it doesn't look like the facial features have how the Chinese dragons look. It's a girl. She's beautiful. She's got very strong bone structures. Her face is, it's blocky sort of, but it's also smooth. Her snout is longer, and it comes to, it's almost muzzle like that of a dog or a horse. It comes out, but it's rounded, not pointy. She has horns. Oh, she's looking at me. We're looking at each other. She has these amazing eyes. They're like golden color. They're mostly gold, but when gold's heated up, they're richer. They're like on fire. They're molten looking, almost like they're giving off radiant heat, like metal. She's shaking. She's wiggling. She's like twitching out and stretching, almost like a cat. She just bounded upwards, and she's flying out. She's flying out of the crater area she was in, and she's coming towards me. I'm still at the lip of the opening of the crater, and she's flying up. She doesn't need wings. She's just going through the air. She has beautiful horns. They're like the rock that I had been originally walking on of the cave. They're almost black, but they're not black. It's not black. That's not the right color, but it's the closest color to describe them. But they're not. They're almost translucent in their dark coloring. She's coming up towards me. She's landed off to the side, and she's looking at me.
Go ahead and talk to her. Ask her if she has a message for you.
I gotta come closer. I'm reaching my hand out to her, and she's placed her head against my palm. She says that she misses me. I'm asking her, how? I don't remember. I don't know how. She says, I don't need to remember. It's okay that I don't remember, she's saying, because she remembers for me. She says that we've been disconnected for a little while, and she's been waiting. She's been waiting here. I haven't had the energy. I haven't been able to connect with her because I was too tired. I didn't have the necessary amount of energy to connect. So I didn't remember because if I remembered without being able to connect, it'd be too sad. But I think I remember. I remember a little bit. She's always with me. I just didn't know. I didn't feel her. So she was resting in this mountain, energetically, waiting. She says that the mountains next to us also have dragons in them. This is a resting place for them. This is where they wait sometimes when it's not time for them to do whatever they need to do. This is their resting area. This is where they hold space. This is where they hold light for the people, for themselves, for everybody. And that's why I needed to go through the tunnel system into the energetic pool and fill myself up before I could come and talk to her, because I wouldn't have been able to. She says if I hadn't done that first, I wouldn't have been able to understand her. I would have been more wary. I wouldn't have been able to connect. We're hugging. I missed her. I don't remember all the way still, but I know we're connected now. I can feel the connection.
Beautiful.
She says I'm gonna get on her, and she's gonna take me up higher. She says I need to see this area from higher so I can understand. She's a little taller than me, but it's not hard to get up her. It's easy. I can get up easy. I'm nestled between her, the tops of her shoulder blades on her leg, above her forefront legs. I'm hugging her. She says, don't worry, you're not going to fall off. I can feel her coiling her muscles beneath my legs. She launched into the air. Wow, she's fast. She's really fast. The air is blowing. Oh, wow. It feels amazing. It feels free. So free. We're going straight up high, straight up. But I'm not, it's like we have an energetic connection. I don't feel like I'm even slipping or moving at all. Like we're one, so I can't fall off. Yeah, she was right. She says, we're because we're like vertical. She's going up higher and higher, higher. Oh, she's leveling off. She's slowing down. It's almost more like floating right now. Now we're just kind of floating gently, kind of going forward, but really slowly. Like we're swimming almost, but in the air, up high. She says, I gotta look around. She says, I know you like the air. I gotta look around. Wow, I see the mountains much clearer now. I could only see a couple next to me from where I came out of. And when I had first started, I could see, but they form a absolutely humongous ring around the hilly area I was first in and could perceive. They're much bigger than I thought from where I was first at. And they're deeper. It's not like one mountain range making a circle. It's like everything is mountains except for this large circle area that has like the hills, the grassy hills and the odd trees that I had walked through. That's the only flatter area that I can see from all of where I can see. All the rest is just mountains. And there's color. The mountains directly surrounding the ringed area are rainbow colored. They're all different colors. There are more colors than you can imagine. Red, greens, yellows of every shade, of every tint. It's huge. It's a lot. And she says there's dragons in this whole area. There's, for all the colors and all the colors in between, there's dragons. And they hold an energetic circle around this area because it's important. It's important that this area, they almost shield it. That's why they rest in the mountains surrounding it. Their body is almost, they provide the energy to shield the area. It's important that nothing that isn't supposed to be in the area comes near the area. That's the job. That's what they're supposed to be doing. And then the mountains farther along outside of the ring of circle, and it's so beautiful. The ring around it it's like a rainbow ring. It's beautiful. Can't even give it justice. It's so beautiful. And the mountains farther along them are colors I'm used to seeing when I look at mountains. They're brown and grays, and they're earth tones. So in comparison, right next to it, it makes the rainbow mountain circle almost that much more intensely bright looking. We're kind of going around above all of the mountains. So around the circle, she's going a little lower so I can look closer at the colorful mountains. A lot of them have like the holes at the top. You can't tell until you're at the top. You can't see. They just look normal other than their coloring of the mountains, but they don't look like they have anything until you're at the top of them and you can look down. They're all different kinds of rock too. Like hers that she was in, like I said, it was almost more like volcanic, and it was like bubbly and chippy and small, but it didn't move. But there's other ones where it seems like it's one unanimous piece. It doesn't have any pebbly bits. It's just all sheer rock. Or there was ones that are softer. The variety is astonishing. They're going through. I can see other dragons. They're all similar colored to wherever they're resting, so it's hard to see them unless you know what you're looking for. But now that I'm connected, I can see better. I can see with her eyes. I can see things I didn't notice before. I can tell there's more colors in them than what I could tell previously. I couldn't see the colors, but we're connected, and I can see through her eyes, and I can see the colors that they have within the scales of just the colors that I thought that they were. Most of them are resting. They're aware though. They're all aware. They're all connected. Some of them are looking up, and they're wondering, and they're looking, and they're like, oh, and going on around and around. Some of them are coming up to fly too. Some of them are coming up. Most of them are similar to her. They're long ones with the legs. They don't have wings. They can just move through the air, and they can just float. It's like they have this energy around them. It just lets them do whatever they need to do. They're going, not all of them are coming up. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them coming up, and they're circling. They're coming along beside us. I'm looking at them. They're looking at me. Their eyes are amazing. Their eyes are like so soulful and depthful, and they're like jewels, beautiful crystalline colors of their eyes. And they're pretty. They're big, and they're kind looking though. They're so loving and gentle. They're playful though. They're not serious. They say, everyone else is serious enough. We don't need to be serious. They know everything's important, but it's not serious though. It's important. It's serious. It's all good. So they're fun. They're laughing because I called the trees the laughing trees. They think that's a funny description for them. They said it's good though. They said that's a good description. They are funny. They're humorous. I want to know. I ask them, what are the names of the trees? What are they called? Since they're not funny laughing trees. They're telling me, but it doesn't mean much. I don't understand exactly. I don't understand what they're called. They told me, but they call it by frequency signatures. So it's like a sound that I'm not sure. I can't pronounce it. It's like Ozanukes. That sounds odd. It doesn't sound like that, but it's similar. Ozanukes. We call Ozanuk trees. I guess they said, well, why are they? What are the trees do? Are they important? Is that what they're protecting in this area? And said partially, the trees are part of the ecosystem of the area. I guess they filter water, and they filter it through. And one of the like byproducts, instead of just like oxygen, is they produce the energetic like jelly water that I had come across. And it comes and it flows. I guess the point where I was at was energetically just one of the flow spots that water collects. And it's the trees' jobs to filter actual like regular what I'm used to water into an energetic state. I'm asking them what the energetic state energy is for. Why do the trees do this? What's important about it? They said that the state in which that energy is in makes it easier for them to use it, to connect it to other areas and even other worlds that need that energy. It's their supply they drink it, they intake it. It's not exactly drinking it. They intake it, and then they use it to give. They give it to other people. They're like bridges. They're protectors of it, and they're givers of it. They give it to different areas and other beings that need it. They know the beings that need it. They know how to connect, and they connect with them, and they transfer. They energy wire that to them. They're telling me a little more. It's a little hard to understand for me, though. They connect it to portal points. And those points can be different, though. They can be people sometimes, or they can be places. Really, whatever need they need it to be, they can connect the energy that way. And the trees filtering it and create it help maintain so that they're energy movers. They said they could give their energy in a sense to help, but then they would exhaust themselves and they'd have to rest. If they did that, they'd have to rest for long periods of times. That wouldn't be beneficial, and they can't rest. It needs to be a constant energetic flow. So this area was created to create the energy flow so that no one, and that's the trees do it through their joy and their humor. They feel the joy and humor that occurs in other areas. They're connected to everything, other trees around, they're connected to everything. It's not even just planetary. They're connected to everything. They're connected energetically. And through the positive, they take in the positive joy and laughter, and they feel that. And through that is how they create the energy that they need to create for the dragons to use for movement, to give back to areas that need it. But that's why they said Shea. She said, just call me Shea. Shea says, I'm not sure how to go across explaining where she says that's probably why I got the impression when I would connect with them, why I was getting all laughy, was because I was taking the energy in its most direct form of joy and laughter. So it was making me really, really euphoric. that's why I called them laughing trees, because they were making me laugh like crazy. So it was so funny. She says that's just how they always are. She says they are pretty funny. They give off funny energy just by being the receivers of the energy, even as they use it to make the energetic, almost not exactly fluid, but the energetic flow that I had come in contact with. And she said, you can't get it straight from the trees, because that's what would happen. You'd be overwhelmed by the hilarity of it. It's not the right form of energy to take in too much of. That's why they have to condense it, and in condensing it the way they do, it changes it so that it's not funny anymore. It's good, but it's just not humorous. It doesn't make you all like laughy, like laughing gas. That's almost like how I would describe the interaction with the trees, was like I was on laughing gas or something. Like, it was just kind of too funny. Well, they said that that's funny though. She says we're going around. She says that's all that was really. She said that was important to share. She said it was important to share. It was important to share that. Remind yourself to be in your joyous moments, and to laugh, and to have that joy, to remember that feeling, and to have that. And just by having that, I will help others to have it as well. And that Shea says, people think I'm funny a lot. They think I bring them great laughter. And she says, I get irritated about that, because sometimes I feel like people don't take me seriously enough when I'm not trying to be humorous. She says, but that's okay, because that is what I am. And that, she says, I shouldn't worry too much about whether they take me seriously or not. It doesn't matter if they don't take something I say. She says I need to be less serious. Firstly, she says, like, I'm too serious about everything, and that if I just were as able to realize that if what I say brings someone laughter, then that was exactly what needed to happen. And that's exactly it. It's perfect. Just that is perfect. Because the laughter and the joy and those positive feelings will help create more of the energy, and thereby they can give more of the energy. So it's important that I don't, and other individuals, if they're there, if they're ready, and they can be in the place where they can be more humorous and more playful and more fun with themselves and others, then it will help with the energetics that they'll be able to give more of love into the areas that need it. She says that's what was important. She says just being more playful, and by being more playful with myself and by myself, I will automatically, it will help others see and be more playful as well. She said that's it. She turned around and huffed it, and she blew air on me. She says we can fly around for a minute, but there wasn't anything else. She says, not right now. She says I can come back though. She says I know now. She says I can come back and talk.
Beautiful. Can we ask her a couple questions?
She says yes.
Thank you. It is an honor to be speaking to you. I know that you flew your beautiful companion and your friend here around, and then we got to see that the beauties of this realm. Would this be a planet or a realm? What is this place?
It is a realm. It is a realm of energy. Mm-hmm. It's separated from the other areas because it is in service to all areas. It is not service to one planet.
Also, we got to see that there were other dragons there, and they were resting just as you were. What is the significance to you resting, and then once you saw her, you flew? Um, why did that happen?
I can fly whenever I like. I tend not to. I do it if I feel like I need a release, an energetic release. Then I will go up and I'll fly. And so will my brothers and sisters. We'll go up and we'll have fun, or we'll go down. We don't always sleep. But when we're in our, it's not sleeping also. It is a meditation. We don't need sleep. We don't sleep. We're in a meditative state in which we're mentally connecting to other areas. We're making our connections and feeding the energy that we need. And it's when it looks like we're sleeping from the outward perspective of it, but we're not asleep. We're perfectly aware. I was just finishing up something when I felt her presence, and I needed to go up to meet with her. Now I was very excited to see her. I've been waiting. None of us are really sleeping. It's just that's us in our working state for the purposes and the job that we have decided to do. And we take breaks, and that's when we fly around and we rest, and when we play and we do other things. But that's why most of us appear to be already like in a sleep, or that we're like somehow waiting for something. But at any given time, we can move and do whatever we would like. It's just that we don't get tired of doing our work. We enjoy it greatly. So we tend to just be in that sleeping state. There's not time the same way. So it's not like some great vast amount of time goes by where we're not moving. It just is. And then it is whatever it is.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, and your other friends, your other dragon friends, do they also have companions like you do?
Yes. We're a different fractalization than our companions, but we're of the same soul, the same higher soul self. We're a different experience, purposely made. There isn't there's a lot of us in a sense, but not in comparative to the amount of people and beings that we're connected to. In that sense, we're a smaller amount of beings, but we are just as connected to our higher selves as, if not, well, one moment. We are in partnership. We are a bridge for energies, and we are a bridge for the individuals that need it between ourselves, their perceived selves, and their higher selves. We are of the higher self. We're connected in a way that is more intimate than the perceived connection from the lower densities, because we are a higher density, and we exist, and we can connect with multiple fractals of ourselves as our whole oneness. I'm not sure how to describe it through her. It's not coming across quite as clear, but the premise of it is that we are like a connector unit. We're a guardian is probably the best way to describe it. We're one of the guardian angels. We exist in relation to all people, but as our individual selves, we have more specific connections with the fractals of us, of ourselves, that we can more specifically connect with, if that makes sense.
So you are from the same oversoul, but different versions of this oversoul.
Yes.
Together you could make up the oversoul.
Yes.
Okay.
And the other dragons are of the same. We're not all the same oversoul, but the same situation is true of them. They are a smaller fractal part of their oversoul that then can connect to their other fractals as well.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Does this realm have any sort of numbers of dimension?
We are in the 7th dimension. we are in the seventh dimension. We are the dimensions. We are the seventh dimension. We move a lot. We play with a lot of different parts of it. It's almost as if our consciousness and our understanding of what we need to do in our connections to things is more seventh dimensional. But we create our lower forms, our physical forms that say that Courtney is experiencing currently are housed in a more fifth dimensional area for connective purposes. But energetically, we can access to the seventh dimension for our purposes. And we are all in between that. We go up and down for whatever we need, whenever we need to do those things. So it's more of like, it's not localized. Where our area is, it can move depending on what needs to happen. We've never been any lower than the fifth dimension because we can't, but we do exist within the premise of the fifth for our purposes. But I would say we are seventh energetically most of the time. And we become less material until we need to be, like in this instance.
Okay, thank you. And when you were resting or you were in meditative state, what are some of the things that you were doing while some of the things you do when you go in meditative state?
I go through and I look at there's a pattern. There's a pattern that you can see in how things are like almost like fabric, like a woven fabric. And we can see that this specific string of fabric connects through this way and makes this part of the picture. And sometimes the threads get weaker for various reasons. There's so many different reasons that it can occur. And those threads are, the threads are different. All the threads are, some threads are small, some threads are huge, some threads are thin, some threads are knotted. And those threads are in relation to people's specific outlooks. And the threads, if we want to keep the threads strong, we want to keep people's base connections strong. And we're there for them if they know to be aware that we can be there for them. If they allow for that, we can even strengthen it farther beyond that. But even for the certain level of allowance that we're allowed, if we see, say, a thread fraying, and that will cause unravels to happen in other areas, we take the energetic flow that we receive from the trees through their processes, and we almost kind of recoat the threads. We recoat fraying areas of energy to make sure that the fabric of different realities stays strong, depending on what people want and what they need. Not necessarily just people, but even animals to a large degree, or any energetic points. If we feel someone, an example of a fraying thread would be like someone who has now somehow come into a very, very hopeless spot. And they think that there is nothing and that there can be nothing and that they are nothing. That would be like a thinning thread. That would be like the connection is very, very weak, and they're hurting. They hurt so much. And we take the energy, and with wherever we have to meet them where they're at. But wherever they're at, whatever they will allow, we give them, we almost paint them just a little bit. We coat the thread so that they can have so that it doesn't break. It's important. It's important that the threads don't break. For something's been causing some things have been going on that have been causing threads to break and to start unraveling more and more, and it's causing problems in the overall fabric of how things are interconnected. So energetically, sometimes we help people just a little bit, if they're open to it, if they're more self-aware to how they feel, then we can help them more. Almost kind of like how with now, she will be more aware of this connection, and through that connection, we will be able to send more energy that would then go out from her, and be able to strengthen the threads that she is connected to. So we maintain a certain level for all threads that we're allowed to maintain. And then from there, we can assist further once there is more of the awareness of connection.
Thank you for all that. Okay, it's beautiful. And we had a session maybe in the last month, and very powerful session about dragons, and it was very magical, like this realm that you showed us has, but in their perspective, they had been frozen. The easiest word is frozen by dark sorcery. Have you all ever seen anything like that occur in your realm?
Not in our realm. And that's kind of where I was getting in, that we're more of like, I don't know if this is specifically the best way to describe it, but this is the best way that can come across right now. We are more of like in a pocket dimension in ourselves. We exist outside of a lot of other situations that our brethren and other individual souls are going through. Purposely, we exist outside of it so that we cannot be affected, even if they wanted to affect us. And that is almost where I was coming from with when I have spoken on the sense that we are energetically more seventh dimensional. So things like darker sorcery or things like that, there isn't an allowance for it to have any effect on us, because then threads would end up getting too weak, and it is almost as if the fabric of people's understanding would unravel, almost revealing a void, and they would fall into far too much despair. So that experience is not allowed for us. The experience is allowed for other situations and in other areas, because they serve different purposes.
Okay, so I think the difference would be is that your realm, a pocket of existence, and where this place that I was speaking of was an actual planet.
Yes, it was more of a physical incarnation. There is a powerful way with physical incarnations to be able to bring in energies and affect them differently, but with that come certain vulnerabilities that can exist then in order to be physical.
Beautiful. Thank you for all that. It has been such an honor to have spoken to you today. Is there any other message you have for her before we speak to her higher self?
No, she knows, she understands. She just doubts herself, and this will help her not doubt farther. This will help with her playing. As I spoke with her, she is just much too uptight and serious about everything, and I understand why, but this no longer serves her, and if anything, it's now causing strife, because she also wants to play. She is a playful being. She is a caring and humorous individual, and she enjoys bringing people laughter and joy. So she just needs to step more firmly into that, and we talked about it. She knows now. She knew before, but yes, she has a different understanding of it now.
Thank you once more. What an honor. And thank you to all these beautiful dragons who have shown themselves today, or for allowing for us to be able to connect to this most sacred realm. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you.
I love and honor you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's go ahead and leave that life now. You're moving away from that being there, leaving them there so that they may continue on their own path. We send them on their way with love and peace. We now leave the scene with gratitude. Can I please have all the consciousness of Thank you, I love you, honor you, and respect you for all the aid you've given us today. I know that you hold all the records of different lives. Why is it that you took her to that realm of existence, higher self?
It was so that she could understand the power that she has in laughter, in her own laughter, and in the laughter that she could bring other individuals and people. She tends to withdraw inwards and not be able to be fully in herself as she is, quite funny. And that was a big part of what she's supposed to be doing here is bringing laughter and humor into some very, difficult situations, and for other people too, because many people don't understand how directly connected laughter is to the divine and to the source energy. It can bring people right out of funks, and it can resolve negative energy very well when used and utilized correctly. I believed that seeing how literally the joy of those who experience it are used then to help those who cannot experience joy in their moments, in certain moments of their life, and to help them so that they can get to where we all are going towards, and how important that is, because for many years, laughter was a back burner thing. Laughter and joy and playfulness was not something that could be conceived of. From that, she's gotten farther and farther from playing and from being silly. She's still quite silly, but she needs to be sillier, and she needs to know that has importance and that has value. And she tends to think too much so that what she does doesn't have effect, and that without her there would be no difference. And this is true of many individuals. Many individuals think that really, with or without me, it would be fine. And that's not even the point. You are here. It is with you, and you have effect. And when you think that you have no effect, you belittle the effect that you could have. And she is most effective through her ability to create joy and humor in other individuals, those that she is close to, and even those that she doesn't even realize they get a chuckle, or they get a spike of joy in a moment. And she doesn't realize how important that is, the connections that she isn't even aware of. And so she holds herself back a little too much about most of that, thinking that everything is much, much too serious, and she must, also be serious, or she can't accomplish her goals. Whereas if she learned to feel more into that playful side of herself, she would find that she would accomplish anything she wants, and she'd do it with joy and humor. And then those around her would also be affected by that joy and humor. It's a domino effect. And it was important for her to see that it is important and it isn't anything to be scoffed at.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Higher self, is this a good time now then to begin the body scan? Can we do so now?
Yes.
Wonderful. Let's go ahead and start scanning her body. Do you need any assistance from any archangels or any other benevolent beings?
Archangel Michael would be amazing, please.
Beautiful. Okay. And then I'm sure the dragon can also assist.
Yes.
Okay.
She has other dragons as well, who will
Good.
also be assisting.
Good. Should we call on all of them then?
Yes, they're here.
Okay, thank you, higher self. Connect us to all her dragons. And I'd like to speak now. Connect me to Archangel Michael. Please like to speak to him now.
Hello.
Greetings. Thank you for speaking to us. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Higher self has requested for your assistance during the body scan. If you could please, Michael, assist now the higher self. Both of you start scanning her entire body and the dragons as well. All of you there. Start scanning her body from head to toe, looking for any negative energies, entities, technologies, anything that needs healing first.
There's a pain behind both eyes to an extent, but the left eye has more of irritation more often behind the socket.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and scan both of the eyes and see what is causing this. Is that an energy, an entity, or technology?
I believe it is an energy.
Okay. Does this energy have consciousness?
No.
Okay. Michael, can you confirm that it is just energy? Is it rooted to anything?
It is just energy.
Okay. Can we go ahead and use Phoenix Fire now and start transmuting that out?
Of course.
Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and scan her for any entities. We want to find them all now and contain them all. Where does she have entities at?
There's an entity in the base of her neck.
Okay, what kind of entity is that? Is that reptilian, archon, earthbound?
Archon.
Okay, go ahead and contain it with the symbols. Let me know when it's contained.
It is contained.
Good. Let's start neutralizing that archon there out of her.
Okay.
Good, thank you. And tell me, when was it that this attached there?
When she was a child.
What was going on with her then that allowed for it to attach?
She was just hurting a lot. She had lost one of her animals, and she was very sad and didn't have anyone to comfort her. She was weak. She was just barely lit. Flickering. Easy.
Okay. Thank you. And did you all neutralize it already, or are you still going to work on that?
No, it is neutralized.
Oh, beautiful. Let's go ahead and fill in love light there in that area. Any damage, any trauma is caused by being there. And let's Phoenix Fire as well. Making sure there's no residue left behind. Can you all do that?
Yes.
Beautiful. Let's continue scanning her. Where else does she have entities at?
In the lower mid spine where she injured herself off of the horse.
What kind of entity is that? Is that an earthbound, reptilian, or archon?
Earthbound.
Contain it now with the symbols. Let me know when it's contained.
Contained.
Okay, we'll talk to it later. Let's keep scanning. Where else does she have entities at?
In her right leg, in the bottom, on the bottom part, on the back side.
Okay, what kind of entity is that? Go ahead.
The reptilian.
Okay, her right leg?
Yes.
Contain it now with the symbols. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Thank you. Let's keep scanning. Where else does she have entities at?
There's a pain emitting from her left temple.
Scan that. What is that? Is that an entity? Energy, technology? What is it?
It's an entity.
Earthbound, reptilian, or earthcom?
Reptilian.
Okay. Contain it now with the symbols. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Keep scanning her. Where else does she have reptilians? Where else does she have entities at?
She has a blockage in her third eye. That's not an entity.
That it is an entity or not?
Not an entity.
Okay. Is that what is it then? Is it implant, hook, technology, dark portal?
Feels like a hook.
Archangel Michael, start releasing the hook now and tell me who's attached to the hook.
It's a ship. It's an off-world ship.
It's a ship?
Yes.
Okay. Who's on that ship, Michael?
A reptilian consciousness.
Okay.
They're blocking.
They're blocking. Okay. So, Michael, should we speak to them, or are you just going to release this hook?
Let's speak to them.
Okay. All right. So release this hook and let me go ahead and speak to them now. They're on that ship. Greetings.
Yes.
Thank
Greetings.
you. We love you, honor you, and respect you. We're looking to assist you today. We are assisting entities throughout the universe, those who have been playing this negative polarized role for too long to assist you to free yourself from this, become sovereign, and no longer have to do this anymore. No longer attaching or harming anyone anymore. Would you allow for us to help you spread your light so you could become free and sovereign?
Yes.
Beautiful. How many of you are there on the ship that are saying yes?
3.
Good. Are there any that are saying no, or are all of you saying yes?
That is all of us on the ship.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Go ahead and start spreading your light. Besides this hook, do you have any other attachments to her? I know that we have a reptilian in the right leg or left temple. Are you connected to that?
No.
No. Okay. So
I'm connected to the spot on the left rib cage. I will release now.
Left rib cage. Okay. Good. Spread that that consciousness light, and then go ahead and bring those consciousness back to you. Make yourself whole. And then, Michael, can you tell me how many did they attach to besides her?
Thousands.
Okay.
Thousands of children.
Children. Okay. Higher self. Go ahead and connect to all those higher selves of those children that they attach to. Can ask them if they will allow for us to help remove those consciousness from them.
They would be delighted.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and start that process now. Would you like to call forth on any, there's Yeshua, Archangel Raphael, or Divine Mother to assist with this process?
Divine Mother.
Beautiful. Higher self, connect us to Divine Mother now.
Connected.
Greetings, Mother. We love you, honor you, and respect you.
My love to you.
Thank you. If you could assist those thousands that are attached to the children now, to those consciousness, help them release them now with the higher selves, and then once they're light, bring them back to all these reptilians, these 3 reptilians, and let me know once they're whole once more and they're all light.
They are whole, waiting on light.
Beautiful. They're okay. Let's.
One of them is having trouble.
One of them is having trouble. Okay. What's going on with him? How come he's having trouble?
He's split. His consciousness, something's stuck.
So, is there something else? Is he like a hybrid? Do you mean like a split?
Yes, he's not whole. There's something missing. He can't.
Okay.
He's not whole.
Okay, Divine Mother, go ahead and help contain him in the proper symbols, and start bringing back his organic light and removing the artificial that's within him. Can you start doing that?
Yes. One moment.
Thank you, and then let me know when that's done.
Okay.
Beautiful. Is he good now?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Providing any healing that's needed to any of what the splitting caused, or if there was any attachments there as well to anyone else. Thank you, Divine Mother. All right. Are they whole and light? Are they all light now?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you all have a message for her before you go?
We apologize. We apologize to all the others as well. We are glad. Thank you.
Thank you.
Releasing us.
Beautiful. Higher self, connect us to Archangel Azrael.
Okay.
Greetings, brother. Love you, honor you, and respect you. If you can please assist these beautiful souls now to transition to where they're meant to go, ensuring that they don't get tricked along the way.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, brother. Love you. All right. Blessings to all of them. May they be surrounded by the love light of the universe. Thank you. Let's go ahead and start healing her left rib cage where they had an attachment there, and also the hook that the hook has been removed from the third eye. Yes. Good. Start healing the third eye and the rib cage now. Third eye, go ahead and activate her abilities further and expand open up her third eye to the biggest it can be, decalcifying it and bringing crystalline energy to it. Can you all do that?
Yes. May I have assistance with Phoenix Fire, please?
Yes. Phoenix Fire to both areas, or?
The third eye.
Third eye. Okay. Directing Phoenix Fire now. Beautiful. Let's keep scanning her for any other entities. Where else does she have some? Scan her deeply, thoroughly. Let's go ahead and scan her DNA. See if there's anything hiding in her DNA. Is it fully organic, or does it have anything that is not organically hers, foreign, any artificial, any negative fractals that are integrated into her DNA? How does it look, her DNA look?
There's some negativity, some negative fractalization in there.
Okay, what kind of fractals are they?
Trauma.
Are they from like other entities, fractals from other entities?
No. Karmic?
Okay.
It's family.
Okay. So it's in the family lineage?
Yes.
Okay.
Genetics there.
Okay, and let's go ahead and start repairing her DNA. And where does this begin, this lineage?
It was another life.
What happened in that life that caused this to the family?
There was a divide. There was a divide between how it was. They were whole and they were connected, and then they were attacked and split apart, and it caused some problems.
Okay.
From being separated through traumatic experience.
Okay.
And there was not a reconnection after that.
Okay. Was there a time frame of when this happened to the family?
Yes, this was in a Native American tribe. Some of her ancestors she's connected deeply to.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start healing that time and space when this began to the family, removing and transmuting any negativity rooted to that. And let's go ahead and start healing and repairing her DNA, bringing it back to organic crystalline. Can you do that?
Yes.
Good. Is there anything else in her DNA? How about there's no nano, nothing hiding in there?
No.
Okay, beautiful. Now, as far as the family that you're speaking about the family she was born into in this life?
It was the family she was born into this life, but their ancestry, their grandparents, their great grandparents.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay, I'll let you ensure you're doing that. Also go ahead and reprogram any false belief systems within the DNA as well. Thank you. As the higher self sees fit. Okay, let's continue scanning her, looking for any other entities. Does she have any more?
There's something in the left throat top, slightly underneath the ear, but down a little farther onto the throat.
Okay, well, what is it? As a reptilian archon or earthbound?
I can't tell. It just hurts. There's something there that
is it artificial?
Yes.
Okay, so it's an artificial entity?
It must be. It's
okay.
It's almost like it's got a shield. I can't see. It just is.
Go ahead and contain it with the appropriate symbols, and let's get through that shield, Michael. What confirm that it is an artificial
entity? Yes, artificial. It's a chip.
Okay, it's a chip?
Yes.
Is it an entity, artificial entity, or is it just a chip?
It's an artificial entity that is chip-like.
Got it. And then this artificial entity, did it ever begin organic, or has it always been artificial?
Artificial.
Okay, let's go ahead and start neutralizing it now. Directing Phoenix Fire as well in that area. When did this attach there?
When she was born. It was placed when she was born.
What was going on with her that allowed for this to be placed there?
She was taken from her mom right after birth. Taken into a room.
Mm-hmm.
Given shots. And placed in the connection for the chip.
Okay, so through the shots is how she got that chip?
Yes.
And what's the purpose of that chip?
To mute connection.
Mute connection with who? Or what?
With the divine.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we're gonna go
make
ahead
her isolated.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna go ahead and start that repair so that she feels connected once more to the divine and her higher self. Can we do that, higher self?
Yes.
Beautiful. Good. Transmuting that. We'll get back to that. Any other entities in her? Scan her deeply, thoroughly.
No.
Okay. One more time, just to make sure we're not missing anything. Dragons, higher self, divine mother, and Archangel Michael. Go ahead and scan her deeply, thoroughly. Does she have anything else hiding in there? Any other entities hiding in her?
No.
Beautiful. Scan her for any dark portals, Michael. Can you scan? Does she have any?
No.
Okay. How about in the home and the land? Are there any dark portals there?
No.
Okay, so she had okay, that's already taken care of. The AI in the left, the chip, has that been removed yet from her left neck area?
We're still working on it.
Okay, we'll get back to that. And then, so then she has a reptilian in her right leg and her left temple. Are they connected to one another or are they separate?
Separate.
Okay, let me speak to the one in her left temple. If I could please speak to it now. If it could come up now, please. Greetings.
Greetings.
Thank you for speaking to us. We love you, honor you, and respect you. May we ask you questions?
Yes.
Thank you. If you could tell us, when was it that you attached her to her left temple?
When she was swimming, she got scared. She felt alone. I was watching. I took the opportunity. We were watching her. After this, she started needing glasses.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have a reptilian body somewhere else?
Yes.
Connect me to the reptilian body now. I'd like to speak to them now. Greetings.
Oh.
Thank you for speaking to us. Love you, honor you, and respect you. May we ask you questions?
Yes.
Thank you. Where is it that you are located at?
Off-world.
Okay. Are there any others with you? Any other reptilians?
No.
You're there by yourself?
Yes.
Tell me what you're doing there.
I monitor.
What do you monitor?
I monitor the people that I have connected with to make sure that they stay where we need them to stay.
Okay. Thank you. Do you know why you do that?
It's a control thing to make sure that we don't have too much energy in certain areas to help keep it down.
Okay, thank you. Well, as you've seen, there's been other reptilians that we already helped positive polarize. We're going out throughout the universe, assisting reptilians or negative entities like you who have been playing this role for too long to free yourself from this role. You could become free, creating your own light, no longer having to harm anyone. Would you allow for us to help you spread your light so that you can become sovereign and free?
Yes.
Beautiful. Find the light within you, spread it to all that is you. And then also within, we're spreading in the left temple, we're spreading the light there as well. We know that it said that it caused glasses. So let's go ahead and start healing her eyes now and repairing her eyesight. Can you all do that?
Yes.
Thank you. As it's spreading its light, can you all tell me, did it attach to anyone else besides her?
Yes.
How many more?
Couple hundred.
Okay. Go ahead and ask those higher selves, Divine Mother, if they will allow for us to help remove those consciousness that it attached.
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead and help them spread their light and bring them back to this reptilian. Let me know once it's whole. Let me know once you're whole and you're all light once more.
I am whole.
Beautiful. Do you have a message for her before you go?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to come back from where I was.
Thank you. It's an honor. Go ahead and go with the love light of the universe. Archangel Azrael will ensure your safe passageway. Blessings. Thank you. Let's go ahead and start healing her eyes once more. Love light and Phoenix fire. Okay. And the house light AI looking on her left neck area. Has that been removed?
Yes.
Good. Let's fill it in that area with love light there. Phoenix fire as well. Okay. And then she has, let me speak to the reptilian in her right leg. If you could help it come up now, please. Greetings.
Greetings.
Thank you for speaking to us. We love you, honor you, and respect you. May we ask you questions?
Yes.
Thank you. If you could tell us, when was it that you attached her to her right leg?
When she was a teenager.
Okay. Are you male, female, or a child?
I'm female.
Sense the difference in energy in you. Okay. And then tell me, when was it that you attached? Oh, you said as a child, and what was going on with her that allowed for you to attach there?
She was just overwhelmed by things.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked her energy.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed bright So I wanted to hang out.
Got it.
I don't hurt her.
No?
Not really.
Okay.
I just hang out.
Why?
I like her energy. It feels nice.
Got it. And do you
Sometimes her leg hurts from me being here, but just a little. I don't do it on purpose.
Okay. Do you have a reptilian body somewhere else?
No.
You're just a consciousness?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we are assisting you just like the other reptilians. Would you allow for us to help you become free and no longer having to be attached to her or any others? You could spread your light and perhaps incarnate somewhere else, become whole with...
Okay.
Beautiful. Go ahead and find the light within you, spread it to all that is you. Every root, every chord. Let us know once you're fully out and you're all light.
I'm light.
Wonderful. Thank you. Do you have a message for her before you go?
I appreciate you. I liked you. I still like you. I hope you do well. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead and go with the love light of the universe. Blessings to you. Archangel Azrael will ensure your safe passageway. Thank you. Let's go ahead and start healing her right leg, ensuring she no longer has any pain or any damage that this entity caused there. Can you all do that? Phoenix Fire and Love Light.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, and then we have the earthbound entity in the back, on her back when she fell. Let me speak to it now. If you could help it come up now, please. Greetings.
Hello. Greetings.
Thank you for speaking to us. We love you, honor you, and respect you. May we ask you questions?
Yes.
Thank you. If you could tell us when was it that you attached her? Oh yes, when she fell. Okay. And was there any other reason that you attached in that time? Why this was allowed?
It was just traumatic.
Okay.
It's just allowed. It was an allowance.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. And what have you been causing her by being there?
Pain. Lots of pain. Swelling. Pressure.
Thank you. And tell me, what were you before you passed away and became an earthbound entity? What were you? Did you have a body before?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm in pain, so I was pain.
Got it. Thank you. Okay, would you allow for us to help you not feel any more pain? Would you allow for us to help you spread your light? You could become free, and then at that point you could have healing, so you will no longer feel pain.
All right.
Beautiful. Find that light within you, spread it to all that is you, every root, every chord. Let us know once you're fully out and you're all light.
I've been here a long time.
We're sending Phoenix Fire and Love Light to any places if you're having a hard time releasing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let us know once you're fully out.
I'm out.
Beautiful. Do you have a message for her before you go?
Thank you for helping me not be sorry for the attachment.
Thank you. Go ahead and go with the love light of the universe. Blessings to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And let's go ahead and start healing her spine, her entire spine, for any back pain. Phoenix Fire and Love Light. Can you all do that?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, there's a couple things I just want to ensure that we get it all. Okay. Michael, can you scan her for any negative cords? Does she have any?
Yes, one.
Okay, where is it?
Her heart.
Who's attached to that cord?
A friend of hers that they had a falling out of.
Okay. Can we go ahead and cut that cord down?
Yes.
Good. No one should be attached to her like this, so let's go ahead and heal her heart as well. Divine Mother, and expand her heart to the biggest it can be. Can you do that?
Yes.
Good. And while you're working on some of her chakras, go ahead and balance out all her chakras, ensuring none are blocked or misaligned. Thank you. And then also her auric field. Wonderful. Herself, can we age regress her?
Yes.
How many years can we age regress?
5.
Good. Start that process now, higher self. Okay. And then... And I want to confirm, can you scan her one more time? Does she have any other negative implants, hooks, technologies, wires in her? Anything else?
No, she's clear now.
Beautiful. She seems pretty clear. She had some infringements, but not too many. Why is that? Why is she? I think now we find a lot more.
She has been working on things for a while at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And through that has been able to release many things that were problematic, or that were connected through a natural kind of releasing through her work. She does a lot while she sleeps. And I and some of the other guides have been able to work on some of the things that were less intergrained. And she hasn't had many connections, so there wasn't a lot. There weren't connections to begin with that would have been problematic. The connections that she has are usually very strong ones that are beneficial. It was only the one that was even, and she tried to let that go, but she tried consciously working on that one, but it was not something that was easily released for us from where we were at.
Yes, she mentioned that growing up her whole life, she didn't really have any attachments to anyone or didn't really connect to anyone. So I guess that's a good thing, huh? Least amount of infringements with.
Yes, exactly. She also was not attached to places. And when she moved here, this was where she was meant to be for a good while. So she started to be able to heal and form positive connections once she came to this area, which was good.
Good, thank you. Okay, and then let's see. Can we heal any current life trauma and past life trauma? We know that her stepfather was really mean, there's a lot that happened, she was really malnourished, hygiene, all those kind of things that, are normal. She didn't really know about them. She wasn't used to them. So just healing any trauma from this life and past life. Can you do that?
Of course, thank you.
Past lives, thank you. Okay, if she needs any assistance with dental health, go ahead and start healing any dental needs. And then can we scan her soul? Are there any fractured pieces? Is it whole?
It is whole.
Beautiful.
We're strong. We're a strong soul. We are an old soul. We've been around for a very long time. That was one of the reasons that it was hard for certain things to attach, because we are very connected, even though she tends to not be able to experience the feeling of that, which was due to the chip that they had put in when she was first born, was the hindering point from the shots that were given.
Okay.
And they ended up giving her another round of shots purposely, like her paperwork for school had went missing, and they basically said that she didn't have any shots to date, so she wouldn't be able to go into the educational system. So she ended up getting more rounds of shots when she was a younger individual as well, which did not help. So when she started to have a lot more of her mental health problems, because the connection was dampened even further and hindered. She has healed those herself previous to this, up until this point, through her intentions and changing diet and thought patterns.
And then can we go ahead, if she has any inverted timelines that need to be deleted for her, can we do that for her?
Of course.
Good. Divine Mother, higher self, start doing that? No, thank you. All right, beautiful. We've gone through the entire list here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. What's going on with her memory? She says often losing memory.
It is from childhood trauma, and a combination of that and the entities that were attached behind her eyes and to her neck and things. It was making it hard for her brain to receive the things it needed to, causing problems in memory and in some functions.
Thank you. And she also wants to heal the fear of a horse ever since she had that. Can we do that?
Yes.
Horses?
Yes.
Also water, catfishes or fish tend to chase her in the water. Why is that?
It's her energy. They're not trying to get her, but she's afraid that they're trying to eat her. She's okay. It's because she's sparkly. Mm-hmm. They like that. They come up. They're just trying to get close. They don't mean her any harm.
Okay.
It's concerned about it.
Okay, thank you. And okay, she wants to be more trusting, help her with that higher self.
Yes.
Where she could still read, because some people really are not trustworthy, right? So just where she's able to read, like it's okay if she reads that someone is not a good person, but then she's still able to see, the kindness, what she needs to as well. So just help her balance that out. Can you do that higher self?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, and then let's see. Going back to that past life, that was really interesting. So she was in the trees, then went into a cave, and then all of a sudden went into. She thought she was going to be like inside a cave, but she wasn't. She was in like a different realm. So did this cave take her to that realm, like a portal?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a portal to get to the energy fluid that she came into contact with is protected, even beyond the protection of the fact that the dragons that reside there form a wall of protection. It is protected by several boundaries and layers, and you have to go in a specific way in order to pass through activation portals that will allow you access to that area.
So it's like a delayering of portals that you would need to meet a matching vibration to even try to locate it or enter it.
Yes, if you were not a match to there, you would find yourself back at the entrance, no matter how many times you came in.
Got it. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so she didn't have too many questions, but I'd like to ask, her family seems so beautiful. Her, the family she's living with, the mother is is the one that introduced her to us, and wow, what a beautiful, profound growth she's had. So what is their connection? Why did she meet her best friend and the family she's with?
We are a higher soul family. It was contracted that the certain things would occur to get her in the right mindset for where she needs to be, for how she's going to be able to help herself and individuals. She needed to have a tougher kind of upbringing and experience those things. But it was always set out that we would reconnect with our family here and be able to then start our spiritual growth from that point. And it happened very rapidly because as I had somewhat previously stated, we are of a higher consciousness energetically. So we did it. We made it really, really hard because we knew she could do it when she was younger, and then had zero experiences except for the difficultness of all of those. And then coming into the family energetics to finalize the start of spiritual growth so that we could reconnect and assimilate the experiences and perspectives that she accrued up until this point.
Thank you. So to confirm, are you saying that then the family she was born into is more of her earthly physical family, and then the family she's living with now is her actual spiritual family from beyond?
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay. All right. And then she wanted to know, she really feels like there's something important about everyone having their own like main angel, like a main guardian. She wanted to know what higher self, does she have one, or what can you tell her about that?
Yes. She is connected with Yeshua. And that is why she had some interest in Christianity to certain degrees, and has always found him to be someone that she looks to in the stories that he's referred to. But there's always been something off, because the stories that are more available, or were more available for her to understand, didn't make sense because they were altered to be able to dictate other people's things. But she always felt a draw, and that was the awareness there to let her know that there is a connection with her and him, and that he is always here. She likes to laugh about his name, which is pretty funny. She was very thought it was very funny that everyone calls him Jesus, and that his name was not Jesus. And that once you learn about that, it becomes very apparent that his name is not Jesus. But that because of, the process of trying to indoctrinate other people into a specific belief about events, that's what most people have in thought reference. She also was almost humorously delighted to realize that he was not white, and that people who do think these certain thoughts about him have only played into the images that have been presented to them, and not the actual meat of the situation of the fact of where he lived and who he was, and how he was as an actual individual in bringing the love and the understanding that all of us are exactly that. She's come farther into understanding that, and that's her connection. And he's here, and he watches over too.
Oh, beautiful. Our love to Yeshua. Does he want to speak and give her a message?
Oh, yes, please.
All right, beautiful. Higher self, connect us to Yeshua now.
Hello.
Greetings, brother. It's an honor to have you here. We love you, honor you, and respect you.
Oh, an honor always.
Thank you. Do you have
Yes. I just wanted to come and tell her that her heart is her biggest indicator, and that she needs to take some deep breaths and just listen very carefully to what she feels. She has had a hard time. She's been very disconnected from her feelings, and allowing them to be, and understanding them and why they're coming from. And a lot of the things that she sees now as problematic are just results of the fact that she is denying certain feelings, because she's afraid of what they mean. But the feelings have no fear. She just needs to open up to that and trust that she knows, because she does. So she'll get there. And I just wanted to remind her of that just a little bit.
Thank you. That's so beautiful. It reminds me of, she said that when she was telling me about herself before the session, she says how her life, she felt, very disconnected to others. But the minute that she saw one of our videos, she realized how there was, she said that she felt that, what we were teaching and what we were speaking through the video, and that it was very authentic, and it made her cry.
Yes, she has a very, very good ability to read energies. She has, this is one of her skills, is reading energies, and she just needs to come into that skill and know what it means. And with yours, your energy frequencies are so pure that was able to get through a lot of her blockages about trusting what she's feeling. Hence the elicited emotional response with it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Yeshua.
Thank you.
Okay. That brings so much joy to me. it just means everything that we're able
Yes.
to do
Well,
that.
you do amazing things. You allow these opportunities to come across, and this is beautiful. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Yeshua. I'm sure when she was watching the video, she might have sensed the Yeshua that is always with me.
Yes. Yes. It was another reason that the connection was very, very, very apparent. It was easy to connect.
Beautiful. Thank you, Yeshua, for all that you do. The universe loves you in creation.
Love all of you.
Okay. Thank you, Yeshua. Should I talk back to her higher self now?
Yes, this is fine. I have said what I need to. Thank you.
Thank you. We love you. Okay. Higher self. Is there a name that you go by, higher self?
She likes to think of the name of Lee. She doesn't understand why. Part of her first name is Courtney Lee, and she doesn't know where the Lee comes from or why it's important. And it's more of that. It's a sound of it. It's a Lily, but she understands the Lee part of that, which is fine. I have many names, and she can refer to me however she pleases on any given moment.
Beautiful. Good. And then I should also know, what's the importance of colors? Colors really mean a lot to her. Why?
She's used to seeing things in colors. Some of our more recent experiences that we had before we started the process of coming here to Earth and helping with things, we were more visually oriented as individuals, and she has trouble with speech, talking and communicating, because we were a strictly more telepathic individual. So language is a new thing. This is a new experience on the level in which it's the only way to connect. And that can be troublesome because she often feels that she's misunderstood, and she often cannot find the words that she means. And she thinks to herself, it'd be so much easier if I could just think it to the person and they'd get what I'm saying. She trips up a lot over her words because it's different. It's not something she's used to using.
Beautiful. Thank you. I was talking to, I think, a class recently, and there was a session I had, and she was saying how, every time I do meditation, I can only see colors. And I thought it was beautiful to actually see colors, because like you explained, the colors are creation and the form of creation, like the material of creation. So actually you're seeing the most precious.
Yes.
Yeah. The colors.
Yes. And she when she sees colors, it reminds her, it gives her, it can reconnects her to me more tightly than she is aware. That is one way that she connects very, very closely, is through colors. So seeing colors and rainbows, she loves rainbows because that was the environment which she remembers to be very, very comfortable and loving. And sometimes she misses that very greatly. So she tends to focus on colors because they remind her that she has that connection.
Thank you. Thank you, higher self. At this point, we've asked all the questions. We've conducted the body scan. Is there anything else that I could have asked that I haven't?
I think for now, this is perfect. This is what we need.
Okay. Do you have any last messages for her?
We will be able to connect more easily now that the entities and different things have been removed. She'll be able to do the meditations that she's had very much difficult or found somehow always is hindered, and we'll be able to connect from there. So for now, I am quite content. Thank you.
Magical. Thank you. Thank you, higher self, Archangel Michael, Divine Mother, Azrael, anyone else who assisted with today in her beautiful healing. Our love to all the entities, again, to spread their light and free themselves. We love everyone on our Thank you. I respect you. Thank you, higher self. Welcome back.
Hi.
You did amazing. Amazing job connecting. Everything just flowed just fluently like a river. Do you have any questions? Do you remember everything?
I don't remember everything. I
Okay.
remember a little bit. I remember
Mhm.
the cave and the liquid, and I remember.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't remember her name. I remember the dragon though, and I
Uh-huh.
know she gave me her name.
Yes, you'll listen to
Yeah,
that later.
yeah. And that was beautiful. Wow. And I
Oh,
remember
thank you.
I didn't. Oh, I remember I didn't get to describe it because I was like a little overwhelmed. But I
Yeah.
remember the other dragons that were flying around us too,
Uh-huh.
and their different colors in their eyes and their feelings and stuff. And
Wow.
yeah, it was amazing. It was
Uh-huh.
amazing.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
feel and see everything with you, so it was magical.
Yeah. And it was so colorful. Like I kept just saying the rainbow ring, the rainbow ring, but like I don't know, man. It was
It's hard to
amazing.
describe, yeah.
Yeah, like wow, it was glorious, I guess.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Anything else you didn't mention?
No, I think that we're good. We're amazing. Thank you. I
You are
appreciate it.
amazing. You look different, completely different. There's such a
Yeah.
beauty and
Oh, good.
lightness to your eyes, more wholeness. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel great. Like I said, I can't move right now, but yeah, I feel like jazzercise or something. Like I was like,
Yes.
"Ooh."
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Thank you
sister.
so much.
You're so
I'll see you.
beautiful.
I'll
And,
see
and
you.
my love to your beautiful family there.
Thank you. I'll share. Thank you
Honor
very
you and
much.
respect you. Blessings. Bye, love.
Bye.
Bye. Greetings. It is such an honor to be here with you, explaining what Galactic Soul History book series is about. I am Aurora. I am the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing, which you will find here in our beautiful books. Book one. Every part of this book is divinely beautiful, beginning from the cover and the amount of wisdom and knowledge that is being shared. This book began by A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing Technique by conducting past life regression on over 330 clients within the last 3 years, where they told their galactic history, their soul journeys, explaining who they were beyond the veil, beyond this earth, in the dimensions, in a universe. These different higher self expressions surprise me just as much as they're going to surprise you. You're going to start reading this book and you're going to want to learn more and more about these different expressions, not wanting to stop. Through these past life regressions, the clients were able to remember consciously what is within the subconscious as far as where it is that they've traveled throughout time and space, their souls have traveled, and they were able to share histories of different dimensions, planets, and universe and alternate worlds that brought forth pieces of the puzzle, pieces we had thought that we had forgotten. And through every self-expression that they share and these different past lives that they're sharing or future, we learn to be able to remember self, because as we are all fractals of one another, through this book, you will learn how even if a client is talking through a higher self perspective or some of the angelics are talking, you will learn how each one of those have messages even within your life, as we are all expressions and reflections of one another. True history of the galactic history of the universe through all different forms of these higher self expressions, these different clients of throughout internationally throughout the world didn't know each other, but yet we're able to put this beautiful collaboration together. It goes through an infinite amount of how to self-heal, as well as things that are very sensitive, as the MyLab, as how to weave through the artificial matrix and learning to come out from it into the organic matrix. I am a channel to the Galactics, and we channeled furthermore information through this book as well. You will remember your soul through other selves. This in itself is infinitely beautiful, because this is why we fractalize from source itself, so that we can learn from one another, sharing each other's journeys throughout our different incarnations, so that we could grow together. So this is what this book is all about, sharing these beautiful infinite expressions that help you grow in the most profound ways, gaining your sovereignty, gaining your power back, recalling memories long lost within perhaps your memory field, activating your crystalline energies, your crystalline bodies, just as you will fall in love with each one of these different clients, these beautiful souls in these soul journeys. You will also learn to fall in love with yourself, because you, with every wisdom, every knowledge gained through every single session that you will learn how to also self-heal within your etheric, your energy body, your physical body, your infinite soul. You will learn all these different things that we thought were not possible, that you will learn that they are possible. Looking forward to meeting you perhaps in the future through whichever form, whether that is on my YouTube channel, whether it is through any class or certification, through a workshop, through a seminar. Thank you for following your heart to mine. I love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you.